Boom.
Goodbye.
God damn it.
Hello,
All right.
everyone, to the Hotter
Hello.
Trash
Goodbye.
podcast. Today we're missing someone, but we'll also have some great news.
Yeah.
Well, kind of great
Unfortunate
news.
news.
depending on who you are.
Yeah, unfortunate news for those that are fans of us. We will no longer be talking shit about 343 Studios.
Just be a shame.
It
Truly.
is. But in this case, we get to talk to someone else now called Halo Studios.
Yeah, fuck
For-
Halo Studios, bro.
Yeah.
I am not
Yeah.
a part of this.
Yeah, for those who don't
He's
know.
a part of it. This boy 100% a part of it, bro. Don't let him tell you otherwise.
Like
I'm
we
part of
are
it.
we are a 343's number one biggest haters. Or I
And
guess
now
now
we're
Halo
Studios'
Studios' biggest haters.
biggest
I
haters.
never really cared about them.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why, because you hate him.
No, I just
Exactly.
generally didn't care.
Nah, we'll take it as
Exactly,
that.
Okay, pea brain.
But
Exactly,
for those,
because you hate him.
yeah, but for those that do not know, due to like in this case the financial failure that Halo Infinite foresaw, effectively 343 Studios rebranded themselves to be Halo Studios, as they dropped the trailer.
As you can tell, when you're bankrupt, you just change company names, and somehow that makes everything better.
Yeah, look at what happened with Rabbit R1.
Well, they disappeared, bro. What happened to them?
Probably for good reasons, because the product they were selling was an actual scam.
Hmm.
But again, yes, for those that are wondering, yes, it is effectively a rebrand of the Halo company, and they have showcased I guess a visionary footage, or I don't know how you would, what is the proper word for this, but it's like this is their ideal goal of what their next Halo project title is going to be under Unreal Engine. I don't really know what's the proper word to call this, but I'm gonna just call it, this is their ideal scope that they're gonna go with here.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I
if
think
anything,
I
sorry, go
wonder.
ahead.
I do wonder if it's going to be any better than before.
We have no idea at this point too. There are some people that already in like the midst of the conversations that are either saying that it's not going to perform just as well because of the fact that all it really is a rebrand. You guys didn't really change anything really. You still have the same
did not.
management team. You have like the same management people that were the reason why Halo Infinite flopped. And like,
Hey, but you know, bro, they changed their names. That means they have to be better, right?
sure. It's like trying to polish turd.
I mean,
No
if
matter what you do, it's
you
still
can do
gonna
it,
be
bro.
turd.
I mean, you still can do it. I mean, it's still turd, but you can do it. You can polish turd and make it
But-
better.
Yeah. So, but if anything, this won't always just be about the whole Halo Studios us shit talking to them. Just because there's a lot more that honestly happened like this month alone. That obviously this is only just gonna cover like a small portion of it. We'll try to dive deep into one of these things too. But needless to say, Halo Studios right now, we have no idea how they're really gonna work, how it's really gonna look like in the future for them. I at least hope that we get to play some good Halo games too, but we're also a little bit worried as well since, you know, is the market right now, like, do people even care about Halo anymore?
Well, they don't care about him anymore because 343 ran
Has-
into the ground.
Yeah. I don't understand why Microsoft hasn't really just put the fucking steel-toe boots on their throats. Like, why did you kill like Microsoft's biggest IP? And the studio was allowed to mess up 3 times. And if anything, I guess that's why they had to rebrand, because they know 343 couldn't do it. So what about Halo Studios? Eh? God.
But I'm gonna be slightly fair on them and say that they did inherit like a very massive IP, and they had to like do their best to either follow the story or try to adjust it to make it their own. But
Yeah.
they did their best is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. Because, like, let's be honest, what their vision is that, like, they want to reboot the entire franchise, such as they want to redo Combat Evolved effectively. And I'm like, oh, God.
Which I think would be I think it'll be fine since they're doing
Yeah.
a full reboot and not just like
What they did
just
for the
like
Master Chief
expanding
Collection.
not just expanding upon a story that they inherited. essentially.
Yeah, because it's obvious too that like it was obvious that to them that they couldn't make a story based off what Bungie could do because there's also the whole thing about it where 343 Studios was superly toxic against like people that work for Bungie, especially like the original developers and team that worked on Halo, which is also nonsensical.
It is, but at the same time, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. So on behalf of this too, we will have a new hate boner against Halo Studios on behalf of this podcast.
Until they make a good game, we'll have we'll talk.
We'll change our minds then. Until then, yeah, we'll still keep talking shit about them. Like I said, all they had to do, prove us wrong, is just make a good game. That is it.
Yeah. Now, what do you think the story, or how do you think the story should go in their reboot, Mr. Gooey?
I have no fucking idea.
Mr. Loy Boy.
Oh, look.
I don't even know.
I mean, both of you. It's an open-ended question.
Yeah,
I played Halo a lot.
I mean,
this big boy over here I played Halo with big boy over here for a long time now.
Like, I mean, the thing is like everything else about the game as well, like can honestly still function well as like a multiplayer game. Like Halo Infinite in its own right too wasn't a terrible game, but it just didn't succeed well just because again, like whoever did the marketing and whoever did like all the other stuff too, the market was just not wanting another Halo title. I don't know.
Which one, Infinite?
Yeah, Infinite. Like
it was actually. Look, I don't think it's not that they don't want another Halo title. I think 343 has not proven themselves. And
yeah.
With the new game, truly they haven't proven themselves.
Yeah.
They still haven't been able to prove themselves. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's better off too to like they at this point make Halo itself like be like using a different character at this point. But then it's like, but that's technically suicide then, because then a lot of people see Halo as a Master Chief. Why would they use a new character? Because look what happened to Master Locke or Spartan Locke in Halo 5.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can literally do anything they want with the whole story. They just gotta cheat. They just gotta keep Master Chief.
Yeah. So it's also the problem again too that there was like talks that like they were hostile against even like the voice actors and actresses of the original IP. I don't know why. These were all in this case some stuff or some like internal developers like coming out saying that this was like the environment that they were working under, especially for those that wanted to try to work for 343, but none of them could get a job because they had ties with Bungie and especially ties with the original Halo development team.
Yeah.
So the only person that didn't get the boot was like their composer, which honestly, that is the only saving grace that I would say that Halo did have was the music score. But outside of that, yeah, I have no idea. We'll have to honestly wait and see what comes about this. If they make a new character, that's perfectly fine because 343 can't really write a good Master Chief story. Or if anything, they tried to in Infinite. And it was sort of successful, but it felt lacking because obviously there was a lot of stuff lacking.
Maybe they were overly ambitious on the game, which is understandable.
Yeah, definitely understandable too. But how come all of that shit was not worded correctly to the higher ups? Because again, we heard stories too that by the time like they dropped that Halo Infinite trailer at E3, everybody else at the higher ups were so appalled by it. They went to it was like, what the fuck have y'all been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was because like after that, the game was supposed to launch like a few months after they dropped that trailer, and it was nowhere near done. Like I said,
I mean, of course, there's a missing detail to all that. They were working on a game engine, so
yeah, there was that. And that's also why again, people are using Unreal Engine to do all this, which is also the other gaming news is that we saw the update to the Unreal Engine because they have their own expo that went through. And to make it to better to explain for people that aren't in the know for a lot of game dev stuff too, all it really is that they just improved the lighting engine. That's about it.
That's good.
Yeah, that's all it really is too, because that was the biggest issue with currently right now with Unreal Engine was that the lighting was there, but it wasn't like efficient enough for like normal people
mean,
to use.
Well, no lighting will ever be efficient. That's just the
Yeah, that's
issue
just
with real-time global illumination.
yeah, just literally just that limitation of like what it actually is doing. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're running calculations of light rays every like frame, so
yeah.
it's,
I
it's,
mean,
it's a lot. It's a lot for the engine to do.
it's a lot for us to even explain for like the short amount of things that, or at least for a lot of things that we want to talk about today. If this is also something as a podcast you guys want to listen to us talk about game dev stuff, please let us know.
Yes.
Yeah, because we will I will love to like divulge in a lot of this too, why Unreal is also like taking over the market here. But moving on from that, there's also a lot of really good games that have been released out in this month too. A lot of flops, but a lot of good games have been coming out. Atlas's new game, Metaphor Refantazio, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
For,
you just said a bunch of words I did not understand.
sorry, Atlas's new games, the people that worked on Persona released their new JRPG title called Metaphor. And it's so far, it's probably the most renowned game that's been hitting like 90%, 9 out of 10s or 10 out of 10s. So it's a really good JRPG game that a lot of people are saying this shit is good. For those that don't know and kind of want to know what the art style is based on just descriptions alone, think of Persona, like Persona 5 art style kind of shit, but then set that shit back in time to like fantasy level settings. That is probably my best way to describe that. But overall, I think a lot of times too, because Lloyd, you play a lot of Persona games. How would you rate their stories? How would you rate their stories based on like, let's say your Final Fantasy games that you played?
Wait, what?
How would you rate the story to? Because the way how I'm,
you just threw Final Fantasy in there.
Sorry,
I did hear like 3 different games.
Sorry. Let me rephrase my question here to you by setting up a context for my question. What I've heard a lot too is that like Atlas games are really known for having like a lot of complicated storytelling, but it's all compelling. So what would you compare this for like any of the Shin Megami Tensei games or Persona games compared to like Final Fantasy games that you played? Albeit probably Final Fantasy 7 or 15 might be your closest thing to compare it to.
I don't play Final Fantasy too often. It's literally just those 2 games. And I don't think it's a fair comparison because it's both action RPGs and
it's not like the traditional turn-based RPG.
It's not turn-based. It's like if you were to make a fair comparison, it'd probably be all the turn-based Final Fantasies. Then where you can like move around and explore, and that's probably a good comparison to like any of these Shin Megami Tensei's or Persona games.
All right, then let's do like another question to see if we can match my previous one. What would be the closest turn-based RPG games that you played?
For Metaphor?
Yeah, to compare it to Metaphor. Well,
I haven't seen gameplay of it. So if it's from Atlas, it's the JRPG, which is, I'm assuming it's turn-based.
Yes, it is turn-based.
And
RPG
honestly,
game.
any of the
Final Fantasy 13.
Shit. Hey man, that was a interesting turn-based game already. Like they were already trying to break the mold. Actually, no. When did they start breaking away from the mold from that? Was it 13.2 when they was starting to be different? Or
it was 12.
Oh,
they had those little arrows from what I see. I don't know.
Oh god.
I don't know what those meant, but I didn't divulge into, or take a deep dive into 12.
Look, I didn't understand 12 either.
All right, 10.
10?
10 is
I say 10.
Yeah.
10 is a fair comparison of any of these games.
So in this case, in regards to like any of the Final Fantasy turn-based game stories, compare it to like a Persona or Shin Megami Tensei, albeit not a lot of people play the SMT games, but a lot of people know the Persona IP a lot.
Yeah.
But how would you compare this story, like comparing it side by side?
I would say Final Fantasy often ends in tragedy for some reason. And Persona, you're a high schooler, and you end up beating God at the end. So and it's all happy go lucky. So that's literally like both ending like two endings, which is polar opposites. Like I say, I don't know. I don't know if it's a spoiler at this point, but it shouldn't be because the game's been out. Um,
like you both end up
literally
fighting God.
Yeah, literally in Persona 4 you fight a god, in 3 you fight God, in 5 you fight God, but in like Final Fantasy 10 and 13, obviously I think you fight a god as well, but I think what Titus he dies or some shit.
Well, Titus, it
So
was
not
like he was never alive to begin with. I think that was
yeah,
the
so
whole plot twist.
it's fucked up, right? He was never alive. He was just a figment in your imagination. So yeah, it's a tragic, it's low key tragic. And in 15, you're pretty much the king of a fallen, nation.
Kingdom.
But yeah, pretty much same shit, you know.
And then there's time travel involved in 15, which is a little bit weird.
No, there is not
There's
actually.
no
There's
time travel.
that is
Oh, was
8.
it?
Don't compare that shitty game to 15, which is also a low key shitty game.
Hey, look, man, look. How can you tell me that Squall was the shitty character? Look at those amazing, handsome pixels.
Back to the point of 15. There was no time travel, right?
Right.
It's straight.
Nah,
It's just
there's
linear. It's open world, but at the end of it, it's like, oh, towards the end, they do a time skip after
Yeah.
the Leviathan battle. So everything goes into context when you play the DLCs and you piece it together and you put in chronological order into 15, the main story.
Yeah.
But at the end, you fight Arden, pretty much kill him, but you also sacrifice yourself. And you literally see a bunch of all these like weapons, like this is passed down to him. He has the ring and everything. He's like the king, but he's just down on his throne. Literally gets stabbed to fucking death, and he just dies. Like both
shit.
him and Luna Freya, I think, both dies, if I'm not mistaken. But
Luna Freya
fact
already died, didn't she?
yeah, I don't know. Fact check me on that. But Final Fantasy, it's some like, it's tragic.
But
Persona is like,
you kill a god.
yeah, pretty much. Well, Persona 3, you act like the fucking MC dies because he becomes a fucking door.
He becomes
But-
the door.
Like we say he's the door, but he's the person. Like he's literally he literally is the
The gatekeeper, effectively.
like the lock,
No,
essentially.
the door.
He sealed Nyx within himself, and he just passes away. Literally. But
Yeah,
in
he's
4
a
and
cringe.
5, it's like all go lucky. It's like, oh, I defeated God, and now we can go through our high school lives, third semester in Japan. Then in March, you just move back to your hometown because that's how all personas end.
Yeah.
But
For
yeah,
those that aren't catching what we're throwing here, a lot of JRPGs have the most common theme of you fight God at the end.
just
You
Just
fight
fight
God,
God.
and die.
God
in
die
some
or
stories.
what?
You find God and die.
And it's like and die or perhaps live life fully. I don't know. Depends on which Dragon Quest that you're playing as well.
Okay.
Whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Just fight God. Hopefully you live based on story writing.
Yeah. And let's be honest, we've seen we've seen some shitty stories. Tetsuya Nomura is not a story writer to save his life.
Heihachi Machine.
Hey, we will not bring that motherfucker into this conversation. God damn it.
Why not,
Is
bro?
alive.
That motherfucker should have died in 5.
Bro, he should have died like since he was introduced, bro.
Yeah. The fucking is an asshole. He threw his son into a volcano, shot his grandson, and he's just like, damn. Why does everyone hate me?
bro?
Damn, nobody's strong.
He's a deadbeat.
It's like
Nobody's
nobody
strong
is.
and everybody hates me.
Yeah, it's like, it's Virgin. You shot me too, because you threw me into a volcano. It's
Pretty
like,
much.
God. Hey, how'd
Back
you
to
shoot?
metaphor.
Yeah,
We
back
should
to
go back to
metaphor.
metaphor. We're kind of getting off track, but we were talking
Yeah,
about
but
metaphor.
But
We have to give some context based on JRPGs.
Yeah, we have to give some context. Right now, for metaphor, it's starting to, or not starting to, it's currently right now the highest rated game on the market right now, and it just got released. So we'll see how well it's going to be too. I might be interested in playing it at some point in the future, but we'll see. Because there's also another game that also got released this year, and this is where everybody is fucking hyped up about. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit.
bro!
Dragon
I've
Ball?
heard. No, I've literally heard that this game only like they either it's a joke or it's actually real. It's just two difficulties: is hard and slightly less hard.
Or it's
That's all I
standard.
hear.
Yeah, there's only two
No.
difficulties.
Yeah, it's hard and slightly less hard.
Yeah.
because 8 Vegeta kicks your ass, from what I've
Yeah.
heard. He
Yeah,
throws
great.
hands, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, after fighting it, there's like, I'm starting to agree with Frieza every day now.
Don't say it. Hello, monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro.
Like I said, Sparking Zero, for also some a little bit of history here too. Dragon Ball Sparking is supposed to be the original name in Japan, whereas for whatever reason, translation, they renamed it to Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I don't know why, but in Japan, it was supposed to be just called Dragon Ball Z Sparking. Nowadays, we get to actually find like a global release of Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. So in this case, we're getting the full on like the Japanese naming convention here. But not only that, it features a character roster of around 180 people, some of which are just different forms of each other.
Yes.
But that's okay, because half the time too, this is not meant to be taken as like a serious like fighting game kind of shit too. This is like back in like the PS2 days of like casually inviting your friends over, and then you just pop in a disc of Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi and just start brawling with each other on the couch. That's pretty much what the game is like built around.
On the couch, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Not the beanbag?
Oh, the beanbag couch, whichever. You know what? Having a beanbag means you're more well off, that you probably don't have friends.
Damn.
Having a
He's
couch,
more
and if
talking
it's
mad
special,
shit.
yes, I am. And those that have like a more rickety ass couch too, those are when you get those friend invites over, you order Pizza Hut.
Fucking Brian.
Cheesy stuff.
Yeah, cheesy stuff Pizza Hut. You just smash like controllers together, calling them bullshit and telling them they're not allowed to play Broly ever again.
Well, not my fault that you play Yamcha.
Look, man.
Or is Maximumer?
Look, it's not my fault that one of our friends had to bring his little brother with us because our parents was mad that we're not bringing him out with us.
Bro, I hated that shit, low-key. It's like, why don't y'all let him play? Because he's gonna cry. He's gonna get his ass whooped. He's gonna go cry to mommy.
And it's
Then he's
just gonna
gonna-
be annoying to everybody.
Then he's like, why don't you just let him win? No. He's learning the hard way. You catching hands or you're not playing.
It's like you take the Jaywong approach of like teaching these kids they're gonna learn today.
There's no
Oh,
easy
hell yeah,
way
dude.
out. There's no easy way out in life.
If I ever catch my kid playing a fighting game, he wants to challenge me, I'm gonna have to show him.
he
You're
gonna
gonna
learn
have to
today.
get better. You're gonna get better, or you're gonna get your ass whooped.
Yeah,
You got
dude.
two choices.
Know my tendencies. Research them. Keep playing me and beat me.
God.
I'm not letting you win.
You gotta earn this win, kind of shit.
A Sparking Zero I heard is pretty fun.
Yeah,
Really cool.
and the really cool feature too is the fact that you could play like the traditional story too, and they don't actually bog you down on like they're gonna cover like the entire story. They're just only gonna cover like the key fights that happen in like each arc, which is really nice here and there. But the
Bro.
biggest thing is that like during like specific cutscenes too, you could choose an alternative option that depending on if you succeed on their hidden conditions, it unlocks like a what if episode, such as what happens in Dragon Ball Z if Goku never died when fighting against Raditz. And then it plays the whole scenario of, oh shit, Goku is actually alive and he's actually strong enough that he would actually just train the other Z fighters to not die to Cybermans.
Yamcha.
Yeah, so they would not just die off that easily. Problem is, in that story, Goku never learns the Kaioken.
Ooh.
So that's already like a actual like interesting setback question about this as well.
That's pretty nice. I like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
So
want to play it just yet though.
yeah, I mean, I would honestly wait it out too because it's obvious right now that they might like put more characters into this. So it might not be a completed game, but already it has around 180 plus characters that you could play
Bro,
as from both the Dragon Ball Z, Super, and GT era.
bro,
Hot take on here: GT is the best Dragon Ball series ever, and I don't
you
care
can,
if they not make it. I don't care if they say it's not canon. It is canon in my heart.
you know, Toriyama would be disappointed in you.
He would be, but at the same time, you cannot say that I'm wrong when you make Super Saiyan 4 look so fucking good.
I liked it, but you know, have you seen Super?
Yes, I have seen Super in all of its entirety. There were moments
There
too
you
that
go.
like I do like it too, but there were definitely moments where I think the visual effects that they were using was way too much. That it was kind of hard to see the fights here and there. But overall, it was still good. That was like a minor
And
complaint.
just get your eyes checked. Damn.
Fuck you. I have astigmatism now because of that show.
Well, I didn't watch it that much. Ha ha.
Jokes
Well,
on you. I already got it.
but right now,
I'll
like
watch
those
it.
two. And then right now, the other game that just got dropped too is the Silent Hill 2 remake, which is also going to be interesting. I haven't heard much about the game because right now it's being overshadowed because of Sparking Zero and Metaphor right now, unfortunately. But for those that do have remember playing Silent Hill 2, it was probably one of like the old predecessor games that rivaled with like Resident Evil series when it came to like horror games back in the PS2 or PS1 era. So it's cool to see like games like that. Like I said, our comment before is like when we said, is the gaming industry dying? No, because
I think
holy fuck,
they're doing pretty well for themselves. I mean, there's a lot of
exactly.
banger games within these last few months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
and I still got a caveat. They got to stop making remakes. Let me be honest.
yeah, I mean, with Silent Hill 2, yeah. I guess in one regards too, like why didn't they remake Silent Hill 1? Actually,
Why didn't
if
they
that
just
was
make a new fucking Silent Hill?
yeah. You know, that's a very fair question, Victor. I don't think the Japanese companies can give you a proper answer.
It's okay. They can never give me any answer.
Yeah. But in a lot of these things, like you have like a lot of wins and then some loses. But honestly, these loses are considered wins for us, such as the fact that most of the time, like for those that haven't heard about this too, Ubisoft is currently under threat of becoming liquidated
Damn,
due
aren't
to
you
the
happy?
because like I said, Ubisoft has not made like any really good games after Valhalla. Maybe maybe
Huh?
Mirage. Sorry, maybe not Valhalla.
You better take those words right back.
Correction. They haven't sold a game that was as successful as Valhalla ever since.
You know, I'm gonna go look up Ubisoft and what their most. I'm just gonna fact check just for the sake of this conversation.
This boy always spewing random shit.
Yeah. We say shit, but we gotta fact check ourselves sometimes. Take a step back.
Go
You know
for
what I'm
it.
saying?
Brian
Go for
spews shit. Brian spews shit. Not us.
But man, because like
Alright.
the last game that was released was Star Wars Outlaws, and based on what we know about that one, that game did not sell well. And the game before that was Skull and Bones. Actually, no, take that back. It was actually Assassin's Creed Barrage. That actually did pretty well, but not as successful as they wanted to be. Same reason with like Square Enix being disappointed that Final Fantasy VII of their newest title didn't sell to their expectation goals. Which we'll get into a problem with that later.
Okay. So, to go back on your point, I looked up the Ubisoft bestsellers. Valhalla is actually 6.
Oh,
Apparently, it's
really?
like 12 to 15 million copies sold. And it's
Okay.
pretty. What it was released in 2020, so yeah, the most recent. Then there's also 6 Siege. So
Oh.
Valhalla was
yeah,
2020?
I
Damn.
can't for. Yeah, Can't forget Six Siege.
My bad.
I thought it was way later in that. Oh, way
Yeah.
earlier in that.
But the best-selling Assassin's Creed game is actually Black Flag.
That's a fair
Absolutely,
point.
100%.
So
That's a fair point. Fair point. Fair point. My bad. My bad.
as Black Flag stands at the top of Assassin's Creed during that after the 2 trilogy.
What about Mirage? That was the most
Mirage,
recent.
I don't see shit on here, bro, and didn't make any sales. Bro, it didn't even beat Assassin's Creed 2, and Assassin's Creed 2 was released in 2009. Jesus fucking word.
Yeah. Oh god, I feel
what I'm saying,
old
bro.
hearing that number. Shit. But it's like again, Assassin's Creed games like Mirage was good, but again, it did not sell to the volume and numbers that they need for this to succeed. And then even then too, like their Prince of Persia game, which is like the action platformer game, it actually looks really cool, but it's a $40 game. Versus a equivalent to that game, Dead Cells is only like less than 20 or $10, depending on the sales.
Was Mirage just released this year?
Mirage was released last year or 2 years ago. But it was a story that took place in Baghdad. That's all I know. Yeah. So right now, Ubisoft is currently in the whole spiel of like, yeah, all of our investors are going to go through an investigation and see what the fuck is going on. And it turns out, yeah, there's a lot of foul play that's amidst in there too. Ubisoft is purposely denying like actual like good contract deals for whatever reasons that they don't even understand. It just says on there that like they have denied like potential like investment potentials here and there. And they've also have not been fully utilizing their IP to its most potential, which probably in their words mean it's not monetized enough. But at the same time, they even said that their decision has alienated their core fan bases to the point where Ubisoft literally has no fans left.
Makes sense to me.
Like every game that they make nowadays too, there are other companies right now that provide this similar like service that players would just say, look, if they're not going to make it, we'll just go to there instead. Like it effectively is what's happening right now, especially with Skull and Bones being their quadruple A game.
Oh boy,
bro, everything's their quadruple A game, bro.
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaw is supposed to be a quadruple A game. And apparently too, we could have gotten a game where that game was supposed to be about Mandalorians and there was going to be a clan war stories. And I'm like, God fucking damn it, we would have got something cool. But then they decided to go with this one. It's like, all right, we'll double down on the Outlaws. Then Disney came in and says, but you cannot portray the main character as actually being a bad person. I'm like,
fucking
what?
Disney.
Yeah, Disney actually... Fucking Disney actually ruining everything that they touch. Disney. But for those that... At least this is the final update that I have based on what I know about this. They're pushing, in this case, the foreclosure or selling the company to private to like a bigger investor, one of which was Tencent. However, they don't want to sell the company to Tencent as they're going to use French laws to prevent itself. So we'll see what happens.
Not Tencent.
Yeah.
Tencent.
Yep, Tencent, because they were probably the main reasons why Ubisoft was the way that it was, allegedly. Don't whether or not if it's true or not does not matter to me. Ubisoft is currently, they're not going to be able to release Assassin's Creed Shadow even on their pushed out date to February, only because the fact that apparently before like the original release date of November, they actually started like bringing on like cultural or historical experts into the development of the game. That's way late. And then by that time, it's just like, why did you guys even need these guys? It's already too late. If they tell you to make changes now, you have no time to make the change because the deadline is coming up. I don't know. That was like based on stuff that we've heard about from their side. All this is really going to result in the future is that there's going to be a lot of developers that are definitely going to get laid off from Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'm sure the way the direction that Ubisoft is heading, that seems to be the only solution.
Yeah. So for those that are wondering too, is my Rainbow Six Siege skins are gonna be safe? Probably not. Who knows?
Knowing oh, bro, they just shut off and they shut off anything without
Yeah.
caring what
Yeah.
people think.
Yeah. Look what they did to the crew. Albeit, I don't think a lot of people played it too, but it's not whether or not if people were playing it or not. It's the principle that they have the power to do so without like giving a fuck.
This is what happens when you accept the terms and agreement. Granted, if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to play the game. So
Yeah. And this is also something that like people want like Sony to not do either, because this was also something that Sony did a while back as well.
why don't we just boycott these companies?
Well,
Rise up.
I mean, this is the only good thing that California actually did. Surprising to everyone.
California?
Look, there's only one thing that California did that surprises everybody here. It's that there's a law out there that every company that has a digital storefront needs to put a disclaimer that if customer purchase this, that they are only purchasing the licenses to use the product. They do not have ownership of this. And it's also going to force Steam to actually post that on their purchase now too. I think it's starting saying that now if you were to check out the game right now, that it would say that somewhere.
Intrigue.
So we'll see what this actually happens, honestly. And why a lot of people nowadays do, they now are like hyping up GOG.com.
GOG?
Yeah. GOG being the fact that if you purchase games for them too, you can actually keep it forever, as they'll just give you a download link that you can keep forever.
They'll give you a download link. Well, what
virus.
Well,
forever means assuming they stay in business.
yeah. Yeah. Still assuming they're still in business here. So put that with like with the finest grain of salt that you could put on that shit.
I see.
Yeah. Overall, this is gonna definitely change a lot of digital markets and a lot of things that's effectively gonna like change how game sales are gonna work now. Maybe. Well, no, we'll see if that actually does change it. But man, there's like other stuff to note as well here. Let me check real quick on my notes here. No, I mean, that pretty much was a lot of the biggest talking points right now too. Space Marines 2 is still going strong here, there too. What else? Actually, fuck it. Want to talk about Space Marines 2, Loy?
Sure. We're just jumping all over, huh?
Yeah, we are. Look, this is literally game news. This is probably the most broadest thing I could honestly talk about too, just because a lot of things have happened. I just don't know what to fucking pick in this regard.
Right, we'll just pick something and talk about it. I mean, it's just about game news. We're not talking anything specific.
Yeah, but yes, for those that don't know too about, in this case, the popularity of Space Marines 2, think of the old classic Xbox 360 Gears of War era of games without the cover shooter aspect. Just straight up mono e mono fight the fucking bugs or other burly men.
Terrifying bugs or other hunka badunkadunk.
Just other sweaty men.
That's not honka badonkas.
Yeah, dude.
Man, for those that actually, do I want to cover a little bit about what the game is about?
Bro,
Sure, I mean,
all you need to know in general terms, big burly people fight other big burly people
in giant armor, shooting giant guns with giant
shooting giant aliens,
grenades, bro.
Yeah.
You basically just boom boom fight everything it's like a Godzilla movie. You know, it's not a good storyline, but in the case in Space Marines,
it's just fun. It's just stupid fun.
Yeah, it's just stupid ass fun. It's like it's so gory and like, oh, you just love the carnage.
For me, I would actually argue that like I don't think you should say that it's a good storytelling. It's at least the most linear storytelling out there that it's unapologetically good.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's literally just fun.
Because like here's
fun, dude.
Yeah. For those that want to know a little bit about this, I could give you like a very brief explanation. If anything, I would recommend to you guys, if you want to know more about what Warhammer 40k is about, look for a guy named Bricky. who gives you a full-on coverage of literally all the factions that are available in the game, and he also goes a little bit in depth to the world itself. So really, in Space Marines 2, you play as Titus. There it is. You play as Titus. Titus, who in the initial part of the game, you are part of Death Watch, which are a faction of the Space Marine, or within like humanity of the Space Marine chapters. Death Watch is a part of such, where their only goal is to hunt and kill Xenos. Literally anything that is not human. Or, yeah, anything not human. So if anything, you fight against bugs. Damn, those things are fucking nasty and the most disgusting creature. Kill it with the Emperor's will. Because they are not human and they cannot abide by the Emperor's logic or law.
Well, the Emperor.
Eradicated.
Yes, exactly that too. And it is fun. Holy shit. Because some of the things that you could do on there as well, because the way how it is too, in Warhammer 40k, you have humanity, where you have the basic guardsmen or like the human level stuff. I'm gonna be a disclaimer here. If you think about like wanting to live in a universe like Warhammer 40k, you do not want to live in this fucking universe at all. It is absolutely
a Space Marine.
Even being a Space Marine, the procedure to do so is absolutely diabolical.
Bro, if that's just diabolical, and if you tell them about the fucking dreadnoughts,
yeah,
that's horrible.
Yes. So for those wondering too, no, it is not a good thing to be a regular human being here in this fucking universe. Why? Because you have a couple things that can kill you. You have other Space Marines that are now considered heretics because they believe in the evil gods, and they could probably kill you with their big ass fuck off rounds that are effectively 75 caliber grenade launchers.
Yes.
And I was trying to check for Victor. He was muted for a second there. But yes, it was effectively that. Or you could die by the bugs that will probably just eviscerate and eat you. Or you could get killed by the Necrons, which are considered techno-cyborg zombies. That even if you kill them, they can come back and kill you later. Then you have even the space elves that they won't kill you. They'll turn you to slaves or turn you into a fucking hat. And still alive. Like you are conscious through all this. Dying to, if anything, you're not dying to like dark elves. You become enslaved to their fucking fetishes.
Bro, it just seems like dying in this universe, you just become something else. It's just you meet you just meet fate that's worse than death.
Yes.
That's how I would describe it.
Look, here's the actual best analogy to this. If you're going to die by something, it's preferred to be died by Necrons. Because what do their weapons do? They fucking deatomize you.
Like, dude, like nothing exists anymore.
They're gonna de-ass you? Oh no.
Yeah, just that. You will, at least that is more painless than compared to the other options available. Do not get, if you see a space elf, run the fuck away.
You're in mortal condition. No matter what, I don't think you have a choice to make you into a dreadnought. You just have to go through that process of internal agony for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
it's literally you are literally a killing machine. You hibernate until they want to activate you. You stay asleep, but you're staying asleep, right? But you are feeling the insurmountable pain that's already been inflicted on you, and you're just feeling just tenfold while in this hunk of armor. Then you become alive, and you feel that.
Oh yeah, you're talking about dreadnoughts.
I'm like, dude.
Yeah, dreadnoughts are fucking scary beings.
I'm like, they are immense killing machines, but
they're so badass.
The immense killing machines, but dude, that's horrible. That's fate. That's a fate worse than death.
Yeah, but they're so badass.
I do agree.
Like, here's the thing about the whole thing about 40k. Everybody in the show is badass. Hell, even a regular human is badass. Especially you fight with the Cadian guardsmen. What are the Cadian guardsmen? They're the one human faction where they have a model of this. we Cadians are so strong-willed that the planet broke before the guardsmen. Therefore, they lost their home planet, but they never stopped fighting.
That's pretty cool, dude.
It is so cool. And they're just regular humans carrying laser rifles with all conventional weaponry that we have nowadays is way stronger than us, but is considered the weakest weapon in this universe.
Hey, bro. They made it work.
They do make it work. And then you go for the Space Marines. That's who you really playing as. What is the best way to compare this? This is all the other super soldier tropes of the Spartans, the Gears of War soldiers that you play as, and even the Terrans from StarCraft 2 or StarCraft games. This is who they are all based off of, which are the Space Marines. And oh boy, these are chunky, badass motherfuckers standing around 8 foot to 10 foot of like just pure hate towards anything that does not abide to the God Emperor's will. Now, what makes them badass? They're twice the size of a regular human being. They have 2 hearts, durable, in this case, bulletproof skin. Inherently, they have bulletproof skin here. And they wear armor to the point where it's just straight up, they can actually be agile in them. And it's heavy as shit. Like, they weigh around 2 or 3 tons. This is probably weighs heavier than the Master Chief himself. And Master Chief is a thick boy.
Pretty skinny boy.
Those Space Marines are way thicker, bro.
Nah, dude, you see those jumping chunks on the Space Marines?
Yeah. Like, in the gameplay too, they showcase to you how massive they are because they even add the sound effects of you stomping your feet on the metal ground, like how much it thuds.
Dun,
And it's
dun.
It's like they did. It's like in this case too, it feels like your most generic like Xbox 360 third-person shooter, but the atmosphere and the whole immersiveness that the game gives you feels so good that this is something that's a can of fresh air to the games that we've been getting. Like, holy fuck. Now, until Horde mode gets released, that
sounds atrocious.
Yeah, who knows what that'll be. And there's also talks about it too, where they might introduce like later on, like as expansions. We don't know how much those will be. That there will be new types of enemies we could fight. I'm like a little bit scared. I'm like, oh god, please don't make us fight the Necrons. Because the
I don't want
Necrons,
to fight any of them. I don't want to fight any of them.
Look, the Tyranids are the only thing, but they're currently the most biggest existential threat that humanity. Actually, no, I take that back. They're the second most terrifying things happening to the Milky Way universe. The Necrons are actually the number one things because they're the only ones that have actually killed a god.
Damn. The fuck?
So, yeah, we'll go into a little bit of that in a moment here too. So basically, Space Marines do, you fight against Tyranids, who, for those that need a better visual of what they look like, think of the Zergs from StarCraft or just bugs from Starship Troopers. Except they are much more vicious, that they have the tendency of the more they live, the more they will evolve and adapt to whoever they're fighting against at a exponential rate, to say the least. And it's also, they are undetectable until to the point they begin their invasion. So for the Wild 2, they can already start to adapt to how to deal with the enemy before you even know they're on the planet. So that's the current shit that they're dealing with right now too. And also, yeah, you know how like a lot of these things too that you can hear is like, oh, they are probably just like, they will just attack you only melee. Now, these motherfuckers have guns. Why? Yes.
That's it. Yes.
Just that. Like I said, Warhammer 40k has no logic behind in it because anything that you can will can happen. Anything you can think of can happen.
Anything that can happen will happen.
Exactly. The fucking actually, no, not the Necrons. The only reason in this case, the Eldars accidentally created another evil god because of how much they were doing sex, drugs, any debauchery shit, more debauchery shit squared. It was so much to the point their psionic energy fucking created in culmination a new god named Slanesh, which is known as the Prince of Pleasure.
Damn. He getting his freak on. He's the Diddy of that Space Marine universe.
Oh shit.
Worse than that too. They want you to inflict any type of indulgence to the maximum degree.
Jesus.
Whatever fetish you could think of. Yes.
Dude, they somehow have like, I don't know, like the little hole you make, the little space you make with your knee when you bend it. They probably have a fetish about that.
Yes.
Some shit. They have like ear hole fetish. They got like nose hair fetish and like pull out the nose hair.
And it doesn't even revolve around that either. Just slave in servitude is just the biggest thing on there. Bro. Like I said, this is a god of excess. So whatever you could do in excess, you are in the good green book here. If you compare Diddy, if anything, is he a Slanesh follower? No. If anything, other Slanesh follower will call Diddy a bitch and fuck him and turn him into a hat.
Damn. Damn.
Like I said, that is the current craziness of this 40k universe. And it gets better too, because the only other race that is actually, I really do wish they come back. I want to fight against these fucks. They are the orcs. They are
ugly.
Yes, they are green, ugly bastards that are as strong as a regular space marines, but breed twice as fast as guardsmen.
Fuck. Oh, gotta cut off all their balls.
You can't even do that. You can't even do that. A lot of times there's even a story too where orcs just come into existence if another orc wants another person in the fucking group.
What?
They can will each other to existence.
What the hell is this like? Hey, be alive in your life. What the fuck?
That is exactly how this works. That is how orcs fundamentally work. They are so stupid in everything they do that half of their geniuses comes from the fact that we want this thing to work and it will work. Such as this big orc. We ran out of gas. No, it isn't. I just filled it. Oh shit, we have gas now.
I like that.
Like, the best way to describe it is that all of their contraptions and all their machines is just a mishmash of metal and savagery to the point where it's even a marvel of how this fucking shit works. Like, we have no idea why it works. For them, they say this too. Oh, why do they paint their cars red? Because they believe that it makes it go faster, and it does go faster.
That's some bullshit.
It was like, if they paint themselves purple, they think it makes you stealthy. Why? Ever seen a purple orc? Didn't think so. That's their logic that we're working with orcs.
So they just think of something, say it, think about it, and it manifests.
Yes.
Bro, why can't that happen to me? It's like, oh, $1 million right now, so I can go.
No, here's the thing about it. They are such a connoisseur of blood or warfare or combat. They don't give a fuck about money. They just want to fight. They're like the meatheads. Even bigger meatheads than like you would think that a space marine would be.
Okay, well, Loy wants money. That's why he's trying to manifest this shit.
Yeah, I'm manifesting money.
Yeah, and then
now I can go buy a house.
Now, there is technically a human equivalence that, in this case, a lot of technology in the human universe doesn't exactly work the way you think it works. In this case, the real reason why the technology works is that you have a faction called the Adeptus Mechanicus, which are humans that have the whole like cyborg or like the ascendancy idea of like discarding flesh and replace it with robotic parts, as they deem the flesh is weak. Now, how do they make the technology work? Is it something that they know about in technology that make it work? No, they say it works because they believe in the machine spirit in every technology you use to make it work. And therefore, they believe in the fact too. My Honda Odyssey doesn't start. It will now. The machine spirit deems it so, and it starts up. 99% of human technology works because this is how these guys function as well. They believe in the machine spirit in anything.
You know, we should have that same.
What do you mean?
We should be the same. We should just believe. None of us
Look.
believe. That's why nothing works.
Victor, what do you think IT people are?
They don't believe, bro. None of them believe. That's why nothing works.
I was gonna say, what do you
That's
think
why
IT people?
that's why there's always so many bugs and everything, bro. That's what happens, bro. Nobody
What do you
believes.
I was gonna say like the response unit IT people, not the ones that are making shit.
Response IT, bro.
I was just saying too, they carry with them like a hammer that's in their office too, just in case if nothing's working. Like I said, Warhammer 40k, wild as fuck universe. I'm only covering like a few bases of like a certain factions here. If you want like the full breakdown detail, watch Bricky's videos. They're amazing and they do cover a lot too, where it's part one of just human faction alone. There's a lot of human factions on there. Shocker to everyone here because it's in the Milky Way galaxy. But anyways, I do believe too that like there is definitely like a recent trend right now where a lot of more recent games that are coming out, they really are just calling back to like the old school style of gaming. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Metaphor, which is like a classic JRPG game, but it's made by Atlas, so it's probably gonna have some level of convolutity between its storytelling narrative. Space Marines 2. Fuck yeah, I want to wait for the next Gears of War games. Hell, what about the... I remember before too, Lloyd, didn't you buy like the one Madden game that's like college football or some shit?
Nope, I bought
No,
Madden
no.
25.
Okay, never mind on that. But overall too.
Yes, but yes, people do like the college football more than the actual NFL football, like game that came out this year.
Yeah. So, whoops. Right now, we do see like a recent trend right now where a lot of like games right now are just really like harking back to like what people do remember like games back then. And it's also like, yes, this is something that we love too. And it's not like Space Marines 2, it did actually do a lot to innovate from their previous game, such as the fact that one, I didn't really expect it to be a multiplayer game, but half the time too, they don't really focus on a multiplayer to that level. If anything, it feels like it's just tacked on there, like how it was like a lot of other games too, like Call of Duty games. Correct me if I'm wrong too, was like most people bought the Call of Duty games initially for the story, and then like the gameplay or the multiplayer like actually became better over time, right?
Yeah.
So it's just pretty much like, this is just how I see things right there too. I could be wrong about this too, but I do think there is definitely like a, not an untapped market, but honestly a market that's always been there, and they're just waiting for like the right games to come out kind of shit. Because again, not everybody wants to like see their games play a live service half the time. Again, this is also something that's currently going on with the Blizzard's newest expansion for Diablo 4. Not everybody liked it. If anything, it's still a good game, but it was something that's like, yeah, it wasn't it, Chief.
I just want to have some stupid fun. That's all I want. Low key,
Right.
I don't even care about the multiplayer. Like, if I can have fun playing a single player game, then that's pretty much all I need. Like, literally, Wukong, no multiplayer. Please don't. Because what? It's just a bunch of Monkey Kings fighting each other. See who's the best one.
Yeah.
Then Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, dude.
Unless
literally.
Go ahead. Unless here's the thing about for the Black Myth Wukong, if they release another update too, where it's like, here's just a boss rush mode. Although to be fair though, the whole game already is practically a boss rush mode to begin with.
Yeah, it is.
But really unless there's like a dedicated game mode where like try to beat this boss in like a certain amount of time, that would be interesting to see.
Bro, people would just speedrun. They don't even need to add that into the game. People will just time themselves to see how fast they can beat the game.
Yeah, fair enough. I forgot about there are definitely people like that. Hell, fucking we're getting in this case Dynasty Warrior Origins. I'm fucking hyped for that game too.
Dude, after the abysmal fucking
Yeah, I don't know
Dynasty
what you're
Warriors
talking
9.
about.
Bro, we
Man.
don't even consider Dynasty Warriors 9 a fucking game.
I don't
That's
think
not serious.
I think Koei
Mine never
Tecmo
existed,
didn't
bro.
look. I think Koei Tecmo did acknowledge that like they fucked up on Dynasty Warriors 9. Wolong Fallen Dynasty should have been it, but it messed up because of like very janky like netcode because there supposed to be like some multiplayer feature that they add with it, but that wasn't it either.
Nope.
But it looks as though they learned their mistakes and Dynasty Warriors Origin actually looks pretty fucking good. Can't wait to see more.
Don't ever run from Lubu because he's already chasing you.
Yeah. So you do not pursue Lu Bu. Good for you to say, what do I do if Lu Bu's chasing me?
No, I'm chasing Lubu.
What the fuck?
You're chasing Lubu while Lubu's chasing you.
Yeah, dude. Dude,
Yeah.
Just fucking make him go circles.
I remember one time I cheesed him with Zhuge Liang just by like going to arrow mode and finding the laser beams. And I killed him without even having him leave the gate. Easy peasy, dude.
They can't be saying that type of shit now. They'll just patch it out. Well, technically, we don't even know Zhuge Liang is going to be a playable character at
Bro,
this
that was in
point.
Dynasty Warriors 5. That was in PS2 era, dog.
God.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
The Dynasty Warriors 5.
What about it?
Yeah, that's where I cheesed Lubu with Zhuge Liang.
Oh.
just arrow. He's like, you can like go into arrow mode, which is like low key kind of wonky, but
Yeah, the older Dynasty Warriors, when you could shoot arrows, you could cheese them real easily.
yeah, dude.
Oh man. But there definitely is that too. And then we have like Monster Hunter Wilds that's just on February too. Which again, remember guys, Assassin's Creed Shadow was supposed to be releasing in February. Man, you really be wanting to release the game on February, hoping the fact that Black Fridays or Black History Month will save this game. Nah, all those people are going to play Monster Hunter Wild because that game is fucking amazing.
Well, I don't want to ruin your fun, but it was supposed to be released in November, so February has nothing to do with it. And Black History Month, I don't think that.
No, they were banking on that.
Game.
No, they were banking on that within sales. They were banking on that based on like what we heard internally.
That's pretty stupid because they should just make a fucking good game.
The problem was they didn't. What we saw in the fucking trailer was just awful. Hell, there was supposed to be a character that they could have used that wasn't Yasuke, but they didn't go with that.
I mean, they could have just used the ninja.
Yeah, that would have been fine too if it was just Naoe, because Naoe is technically a original character, it doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was definitely a lot of weird things that they were definitely doing for this game that did not make any sense. And based off of a lot of internal devs too, they were also just frustrated at all too about like the whole inclusion of Yasuke as well. Because they didn't really want this to happen too. And when they try to showcase it, they were mostly appalled in the fact that, hey, I know you're trying to demonstrate like the physics engine and whatnot, but why are you making Yasuke breaking up like Japanese like vendors like stalls? At a very sensitive time where we shouldn't try to portray black people in a bad light.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't get it why you name it Assassin's Creed Shadows and you want to have so like it's implied ninjas. You want to have ninjas. Exactly. It's stealthy, they don't want to be seen. They hide pretty much in the nighttime in the shadows and they pretty much kill you without being seen. But Yasuke is literally the polar opposite. He's dressed in samurai warrior, which has nothing to do with, what this title implies.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. It's like, he's already in like Samurai Warriors. In the most recent Samurai Warriors, he is a playable character. And he's on a war field. That makes more sense compared to like being in Assassin's Creed. I think if they got rid of Yasuke as a character and only focus on Naoe because she's a ninja from the Iga. She's the Iga ninja, which is actually existed. but I think it'd been fine. And then you just focus on her, you know. I think that would have been perfectly fine, and not even include Yasuke. And then Yasuke wouldn't even be like a little like a controversy that it is. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna name the game Shadows, kind of can't kind of stick to like the ninja, and just having like one character throughout the whole game. Like, dude.
Like I said, like what we already stated before, like a previous talk about Assassin's Creed Shadow. If they wanted to use like a historical figure, you already did have one that was also technically a samurai, which was Hattori Hanzo. He was the actual first person to actually like be classified as like a ninja during that time. And this was been the same time period that Oda Nobunaga would have been around as well.
It is, yes. That's why Yasuke's in the game.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's definitely so many things that they could have went with that, but obviously there was like a different objective that they wanted to achieve for this game that obviously not a lot of people give a fuck about, which is also probably going to hurt the whole push and movement even further, honestly. And there was like a fucked up comment that I read too that stated on here that's like, look, if I want to see like a black person like bullied like Japanese or killed like Japanese people, I would have looked at Los Angeles at this point. I'm like, shit.
What the fuck?
What?
No. That was based off like a Twitter comment that I read too. And I was like, fuck.
Maybe you should start off with that.
Yeah, sorry. Twitter comment that stated that. So.
Like, that came out of
Yes,
left
Mr.
field,
Bowie.
dog.
Yeah, Mr. Bowie, you concern me a lot of the times.
I feel
My
like
bad.
you should actually quote. It's like, and I quote.
Yeah, and I
You know.
quote there. Yeah, sorry
like-
about that, guys.
And
Or
X
not
formerly
make it
known
at
as-
all. But
X formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, X, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, but yeah, that was like the comment that person left behind on there. I was just like, damn. Needless to say, Assassin's Creed Shadow is not going to do that well.
well, we'll
Even
see.
without that comment involved either. The game itself just didn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind
And
of hoping it would be, because damn, we finally get
an Assassin's Creed game is in
That's
like
in
out of
Asia.
Japan. But yeah,
Asian. Like, bro, this is already like, if you play like the previous Assassin's Creed and you go find the statues of the previous assassins, or like future assassins or something, same shit, right? I think it was
Yeah.
like statues of past assassins. I think there was like an Asian assassin in there. I'm like, when are we gonna get a game that has this? And we finally get it, but it's not promising.
yeah.
Truly a shame. That's all right, bro. There's always next time. As
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, because like apparently too, a lot of people have been really frustrated about this too, because again, there was definitely a big portion of the team that was more focused on developing out like Assassin's Creed Jade than there were people working on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Well, in this case, it's not called Assassin's Creed Jade. It's currently called Assassin's Creed Codename Jade, which takes place in like ancient China, like time period.
Booyah.
But needless to say, a lot of people were more frustrated on that because that game was Codename Jade is a mobile game, which I'm like, why?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, this is again why Ubisoft is currently about to be liquidated here. So surprising to nobody that this is happening to them.
Nope.
Honestly, that was one of the really bigger news about this too, outside of like highlighting in this case the actual good successful games, all being majority of those were just Japanese like release or Japanese published games. Sparking Zero, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2. Despite like Victor's earlier comments about like they should stop doing remakes, still those
They
are
should
like the
stop doing
games that
remakes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Richter on that. I'm like, let's make an original game, guys, or something like using your creative mind and not making a pre-existing game slightly better graphically.
Bro, I just see
I'm like-
remakes as cash grabs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong either to think that is the case. To not think that is the case, because it definitely is. But I guess like for those that do love the game too, you get this HD remastered and like modern PC graphics and whatnot. Good for you guys, really. But again, we do want to see like new games too. Albeit we did get a new game. It was called Concord.
Well, we already did a podcast on that, so let's not I don't want to reiterate.
Yeah,
but
we don't need a
Yeah.
round 2.
Yeah,
what-
it did
sum
so
it
well.
up.
The
It
Sony,
just sucked.
nah, it did so well. Sony decided to take it off 10 days after it was released because they're working on a 2. But needless to say, I think there's definitely like still space and room right now for new games of actually new IP to come around. Albeit, what was it? Metaphor is technically a new IP, which is actually surprising coming from Atlas because we would think that they'll make another Shin Megami Tensei or another Persona game. Nope, here comes Metaphor. Oh, cool.
I think they're still gonna make Persona 6.
They probably will. We'll see what happens though. They didn't announce it this year's Tokyo Game Show. But other addicting games that came out, TCG Card Shop Simulator.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah, there's a just straight up a simulator game where you're a shop owner running a TCG card store.
Bro, I already
Majority-
work at a card store. I don't need the game.
Look, you're a gay store owner where majority of the gameplay is
I'm a
that
gay
you just
store
open
owner.
card. Gay store. I said game.
No, you
Hey,
didn't.
store owner, what a shame.
Bro, people can go replay that shit. Fact check
No,
me. You did not say game.
I
You
said
did-
game. God damn it, no.
No, you did not. I did not hear an enunciation on that
Confirmed.
end, dog.
Confirm that Loy Boy is
No.
a card shop owner.
Yes, I am
No.
a happy ass card shop owner, but I'm not a card shop owner. But I am happy.
God damn it. We have like fun games to come out to. Hell, Sonic SX Shadow Generations is coming out as well. For those that
Sonic and sex? Jesus Christ.
Sonic
bro.
the Six Hodge. You know, I
Sonic X.
I did kind of hear it. I did kind of hear it.
Bro,
God damn-
people need to clip this shit.
Sonic
God.
the Sex Hog.
Oh, damn it, no. Why Arizona Hard Seltzer? Why are you doing this to me? Fucking-
Sonic the sex hog.
I said Sonic X Shadow. God damn it, it's probably because I fucking.
You ain't beating the allegation you referred to.
No,
Sex Hog.
no.
man, that's
Bro, he's
gonna
gonna take it, gotta go fast into that whole nother meeting.
I'm about to gotta go.
Fast.
Oh no, I'm gonna fucking fast track my way of like not beating these allegations. Fuck. Man. Damn. Well, guys, if this is how your guys are going to get your game news, I'm sorry. I'm not the most well-informed or well-spoken person to talk about this shit. God fucking damn it.
That's what makes this
Sonic the
podcast
Sex Hog.
amazing. Don't worry about it, guys.
Damn it.
Sonic the Sex
Just
Hog.
remember Sonic the Sex Hodge. Hog.
Yeah, God damn it, no.
Gotta go
I'm
fast.
just gotta nut fast. Sonic.
Oh my god, I hate every one of you. Fucking damn it. But right now, just highlighting out, we have some really good games coming out, even towards the end of this year. I hope that we do a podcast episode where we get to talk about like any video game award nominees. Because I want to, who
Again?
wants to make a bet? Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure we did one last year too, right?
Yeah, exactly. We did. That's what I'm saying. Again.
Yeah, we could do it again too. But I want to make a bet too. Like, how much you want to bet to that like there's gonna be so much bullshit too when they see the nominees that you don't see Black Myth Wukong on there.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be up there, but there are like tons of games that are gonna be a nomination alongside with it.
Like yeah, that's perfectly fine too. But remember, whatever happened to Hogwarts Legacy, where people were actually praising that game.
Well, there's also controversy
If
behind that.
Sonic
So.
the
Yeah.
Sex Hog isn't there, I don't care.
God damn.
I want Sonic the Sex Hog.
God damn it, no. Please.
Bro.
Please do not look
No,
that up
dude.
too. Do not also look up Sonic Chew. God damn it.
Excuse me?
Sonic the Sex Hog, bro.
Then for those that want to know what the Sonic Chew comes from, look into the Chris Chan like archive lore.
Please no,
Brian always concerns me. Every single time.
dude. Especially that BLM.
God damn it.
Bro,
No,
you ain't beating the allegations on anything.
nope, I'm not beating allegations on anything. God damn it. This is just me being a dumbass just saying shit. God damn it.
I
I
think
always
I
believe
love.
that Brian. I
I'm
always
a,
believe that Brian is the allocation.
bro,
No.
dude, this man just hit like back-to-back bangers. Gay store, game store owner, and Sonic the Sex.
Gay card store owner.
I'm like,
God.
bro.
I'm never beating the allegations at this point. I'm just gonna just cry right now.
Sonic the sex hog.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
But yes, right now, just be on the lookout right now as like the next upcoming weeks too. We're gonna talk a lot more about games just because the Game Awards stuff is coming or so right around the corner too this year. So stay tuned for whenever we do talk about like what is gonna be our nominees picks here. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mine's gonna be
let's hope.
Sonic the
I know
Sex Hog.
Sonic game seems pretty cool.
I
God.
like Sonic the Sex Hog. His Shadow the Fist Hog.
Oh my god.
Oh god damn
Shadow
it. It's Knuckles, the
no. He's in echidna. It's different. It's a different animal.
God damn it, no. Why must this happen to me?
Because you say one-line bangers and I just follow up on it.
Because
Yeah.
you did this to yourself, Mr. Bowie.
Yeah, dude.
God damn you. I blame Arizona premium spiked beverages known as a hard iced tea that they are selling.
Bro,
I blame
even
this
without
drink.
it, I think you would have still said it.
God damn it. No, I can't blame it on the alcohol. No.
No, you cannot.
Man. Anyways, we are hitting that hour 30-minute recording session right now here. Shit. Do y'all want to say anything as a last minute message here?
Yeah, dude. I think Sonic is gonna win Game of the Year.
God damn. Right now, we'll see when the nominations are rolling around too. We'll make our judgments then. Victor, you got any last statements?
Nope.
Nope. Ah, shit. Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Don't
right.
Don't forget to play the new new Sonic game.
God damn.
Sonic's got a nut. Sonic's got a run away
Yeah.
from.
Got
God.
enough
The bedroom.
Sonic, got enough fast.
God damn you all. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in for tonight's chaotic podcast.
Yeah,
I'll
dude,
see
I'm
you
dying.
guys next time.
Bye. Brian's gay.
What the fuck? Stop.